Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of Comic-Con 2015 in New York City. I'm Michael Artsis. You're the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. Thanks so much for joining us. I am so happy to be here. This is the final day. We've got Reilly. He's a comic book artist, writer, everything, creator. He's with Marvel. He does Deadpool and a bunch of other stuff. Reilly, what's up, brother? Where's your cosplay? I mean, you're looking sharp, man.
I'm dressed like a starving artist. This is
that it?
Wearing the plaid. That's the artist look.
It's funny. Last year I came. I was ready to wear a suit and tie. The crew said no, and then I hooked up with Toki Doki, and they hooked me up with shirts, and I wore it under a sports coat. I'm a sports coat, guy, but that's not the best look. So this year we changed it up, and I got a stylist.
You look sharp, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the shoes stand out. Look at that.
And I've got the Toki Doki underneath, which I'm going to show everybody later. Maybe I'll give them a sneak peek now. What do you think?
That's what people are waiting for you to take that shirt off.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Whoa! Look at the Toki Doki. Here we go on the wide shot. Is that Snoopy? Oh,
that's pretty funny.
My wife hasn't seen this yet. My wife's my stylist, Jill.
Really?
She did an amazing job. She hasn't seen this yet. She's gonna flip out. She loves Snoopy. So is my son Jack. Yeah. We had a dog named Lexi. Lexi was amazing. Lexi
I had a dog named Snoopy growing up.
Really?
Actually.
That's funny. That is pretty funny. So Lexi had a Snoopy doll, and she carried it around in her mouth. Yeah, people were a little afraid of that sometimes in the elevator of the building. Anyway, talk about what you do. I mean, first of all, isn't Marvel? That's like a dream job, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, as a kid growing up, I loved Marvel stuff. I loved Spider-Man and X-Men and all that. So
what was your favorite?
X-Men was always my favorite. That was always my, top comic. I got in watching the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, and I got into the comics from there. And actually, the first comics I read from Marvel were Fabian Nicieza's X-Men run. So then when I graduated from college, got my first job at Marvel, Fabian Nicieza was the writer of that. So it was kind of like I literally got my dream job. So that was Cable and Deadpool during the first run. And so I was working with the writer that got me hooked on comic books to begin with.
Very cool.
Don't tell him that, but yeah.
We don't have.
But it was really cool.
There aren't that many Terrifics watching, so you're cool.
Right.
Only like 13 million.
All right, guys. I need all 13 million of you to just watch your mouth. Don't spill the beans and make me look like a nerd in front of my writer.
They'll do it for you. They're the best. They're the Terrifics. They are they're on our team. That's the bottom line.
Good,
and
good.
This would be terrific. We're all about good, positive stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you start writing and developing comic books? I mean, reading them is one thing. Being like, hey, I could do this, and then getting to Marvel, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean, you got to draw all the time. It's really like 24 hours a day.
Were you like
working.
how do you? First of all, you have to have talent. Let's start with that. But
I
would draw
have to have an interest in it. You kind of learn every time you draw something new, you learn something new, even if it's never do that again,
I used to draw Bart Simpson's head a million times in middle school on my notebook, and it never got any better. It always looked like bad Bart Simpson's head. maybe Bart Simpson went out on a bender.
Oh, see, you go with that angle. See, that's your particular style on Bart Simpson's head.
I never thought of that. So that would have been a great idea.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. No. Anyway, so I imagine you drew in high school and stuff. And
all my life.
Middle school, like in class though, right? The teacher's like droning on.
Right.
And you hear, actually talking about Snoopy, you probably heard her like the woman in Snoopy, right?
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. And I remember Mrs. Hennefeld in geometry class. She got so mad at me because I'd still get good grades, but I was always drawing in class and she didn't understand it. And she would just flip out on me.
I was the same kind of student. I would do anything to not pay attention in class, and then I would get good grades and decent grades.
Just to because you just want to kind of rub it in a little bit.
And they'd be like, wait, you don't. You're like passing notes. Yeah. You're drawing. You're talking. Stop talking.
I have no good reason to punish you, but I really want to.
Well, I would get at least I would be talking to, and I'd be like, look, I'm doing a show. Would you leave me alone?
Right.
I'm practicing. All right.
Yeah.
I have to practice to talk for 8 hours a day. This is the only 8-hour block I can practice constantly talking. Wow. See, I have to make sure that I protect the tool.
That's true.
I have to work it up. It's like some people lift. I was working this out.
Yeah, it's a skill you got to develop. You got to work those muscles.
So do you draw now on like a Wacom tablet mostly, or you do it by hand?
Pencil and paper, yeah, pen and ink.
They
just on
scan
the
it in?
paper. Yep, scan it in. It's colored in Photoshop. I don't color it. My colorist is Jim Charalampidis.
All right.
He's an amazing talent.
So how do you go, like, when do you realize this could be a career? You're in high school and you're drawing and your mom's probably like, oh, that's cute.
No, actually, my parents were always very supportive. My dad, something he always did is we'd be walking around and you see artwork everywhere, you know, on your T-shirt or whatever. He'd be like, someone got paid for that. Someone got paid for that.
Wow,
you know?
see, he's smart because, you know, I have a nephew and he's really good at video games. I mean, really good.
Yeah.
He's ranked in the top 7,000th in FIFA and his parents hate it. They've recently taken his Xbox One away. And I'm like, wait, but like you could be a game designer, you could write the game, you could code the game, or you could actually be an e-sport athlete and play. I mean, there's a career for that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But nobody's pointing that out there, just, you know.
If you're going into the development side, that is more than just playing the game, but you do have to be aware of how
But there
it all
are
works.
opportunities if you are really passionate about video gaming. So like years ago, I did a story with the FAA. And I had never thought about this before. Nobody, you know, had told me this, and it's very interesting. And so we were with a group of kids giving a tour of an air traffic control tower, obviously pre-September 11th.
Right.
And the guy says, Jim Peters, he says, all right, kids, how many of you are interested in flying? Nobody raises their hand.
Right.
How many want to be pilots? Maybe one kid. How many of you think you want to work at the FAA? None of them raise their hand. How many of you want to be accountants? 3 people. How many of you want to be lawyers? These many. How many people want to be publicists? This many people. He goes, well, we need publicists, accountants, and lawyers, so you can all work at the FAA.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I never thought that maybe I could go be a publicist and be a publicist for the New York Mets. Even though I can't play baseball, that's what I could do.
You could still be part of the industry.
And so that's why I said, like, if parents especially would point out, like your parents did, hey, somebody got paid for that shirt, that's great.
Right.
You could be an artist. It might not be selling art in a gallery, but you might be doing this or that. And by the way, maybe you could be working at Major League Baseball. You can't play, but maybe you're going to be
Someone's got to design their logos.
There you go.
Someone's got to design their new T-shirts, their merchandise. They need a new mascot. Someone does that.
That's amazing. Your parents deserve a lot of credit.
They do, and I didn't appreciate it at the time because it was just normal.
Of course not. And you were probably like, I'm going to draw comic books. I'm not making T-shirts.
I was buying comic books. I figured people got paid for that stuff.
Yeah.
And but now I realize as a professional, and we have interns in the studio, and I work in an art studio with some other artists, and we have interns, so we're working with students a lot, and I realize how many people don't have parents that are supportive, and I just it never occurred to me because my parents were always so gung-ho about it and helping me out, getting me art lessons and things like that.
So then, okay, so you graduate high school, you go to college.
Yep. Right.
But how do you get to Marvel from there? Do you do an internship? Is that what it is? And then you never leave?
No, I know some people that did that. I did an internship at Marvel in the bullpen, but I have to say I didn't take as much advantage of it as I should have. I was a little intimidated. Like I was just, I'll just try to stay out of everybody's way. And so no, I didn't. I made a few lasting connections, but none that really paid off professionally. But it was enough to at least lie about it and say, "Oh yeah, I used to be an intern for you," and then everybody has to pretend that they remember you, even though they don't. And then they look at my portfolio, and
so they'll take a look.
Right.
Okay. So what do you do? How do you get a portfolio at that point? Do you work for independents? Do you do your own stuff?
Yeah, I studied illustration at VCU in Richmond, Virginia. And so I worked on my craft.
Virginia Commonwealth University.
Yep, that's right.
What's the mascot?
The Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah.
And you guys have like it's like burgundy and gold is your color.
It's gold and black.
Gold and black.
Yeah.
All right.
And I studied illustration there, and me and friends would make our own comic books. We started our own local publishing thing, and I graduated from that. When you graduate with an art degree, you don't have a 9-to-5 job waiting for you like if you were an accountant or something like that. We're freelancers. So you kind of all right, now you're on your own, good luck, go find that next job. So it's and it doesn't really dawn on you till the diploma, you walk off stage, and you're just on the street, and it's and like because the way
You're
it
like,
was
well,
set
that
up,
was fun.
because you walk out, you get the thing, you walk off the stage, and it leads out of the amphitheater where the thing is. So I'm like, wow, I'm literally just on my own out here, and it kind of realized, I don't know. So I waited tables for a year.
Okay.
And while I did some small press comic book stuff, picked up a few freelance illustration gigs, and I was just building up my portfolio. And I'd go to comic book conventions like this one, meeting editors, meeting working professional artists and writers, showing my portfolio, getting feedback and improving it. And it took me, graduated in 2003, so June 2005, it took me 2 years. I met an editor, they liked my stuff, and it was just in a portfolio review line.
Isn't it great that this industry allows people to do that and welcomes them into the fold and says like, hey, come and get some advice? Like, you can't do that in the TV industry. You can't be like,
no.
I mean, sure, you could meet like an idol of mine growing up was Warner Wolf. Let's go to the videotape.
Right.
The Mets took on the Rockies in Colorado. But if I met him somehow, I maybe could get him to look at my tape, maybe. But you can't, there's no place I could go and be like, hey, look at my reel.
Well, yeah, right. Like, I'm sure that, the Game of Thrones guys are upstairs doing a signing or something like that. And, you can't say, oh, check out my demo reel.
Can I show some of your stuff real quick?
Sure.
I know we got to get you back to the Marvel and Artist Alley and stuff. But anyway, so this is Deadpool, and this is amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. Your colorist has to be mentioned because this is just gorgeous.
Jim Charalampidis, he's really incredible.
And look at this. I mean,
and this particular issue was written by Jerry Duggan, who is writing the regular Deadpool series at the moment.
Wow. And
I've got a new series coming up with Fabian Nicieza, and we're getting Cable and Deadpool back together again.
Wow. So, that's pretty cool. How many series are you writing right now, and are you going to write some? Oh my God!
I'm co-writing the current or the Cable and Deadpool series I just mentioned with Fabian Nicieza, and I'm doing all the drawing myself.
Wow.
And I'm also at the same time I have a web strip I'm doing for this company Ghost Tech. They make waterproof cell phone cases and headphones and things like that.
I love it.
And they just want to have some content on their website. So I'm doing a strip, it's called Dash Hudson, and it's about, it's like a James Bond type of super spy thing, but it's more along the lines of the cartoon Archer, where it's like super spies behaving badly.
You should do cell phone cases like this. That would be
I've been working with these guys, so who knows what's coming up in the future. But yeah, the comics, he's on his cell phone and inevitably he falls into a shark tank or something, but it's because the case is waterproof, it still works. And
very cool. And so the Archer thing you were just saying, I didn't want to cut you off.
Dash Hudson is what it's called. It's at ghosttechproducts.com.
Very cool. Reilly, thank you so much for your time. That's amazing. Oh,
my pleasure.
Don't roll that.
Oh, sorry.
Are you giving that away? I'll take it. We'll take it. This will go to the BeTerrific studio.
Yeah.
All right. Don't roll it. It's got to be mint condition.
We'll get them to grade it. It'll be
They'll grade it exactly.
9.8.
Yeah. Mint Gem rookie card coming up next. Ken Griffey Jr. You don't want to go anywhere. Be dialing, people. Oh, well, wrong show. Sorry. That was like the 90s. All right, guys. We'll be back with a whole lot more. Your live continuing coverage of Comic-Con 2015 right after this. I'm Michael Artsis. Don't go anywhere. You are the Terrifics. You are the best. You make BeTerrific special. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.